Y'all, this has been one hell of a treacherous day. It is hot as an MFer. We peaked at 100 degrees and now it's slowly going down. It's about 98 right now. And we're going to be in the 80s tonight. So it's going to be a very warm night. And then tomorrow we head up to 98 degrees. 98. So, ladies and gentlemen, look like, according to ABC, not ABC, CBS News, massive heat wave blamed for at least 6 deaths. Update. So, this is July 20th, 2019. And yes, it is hot as an MFer. So, I was out there briefly, had to water my plants. And also, I had to, I put a sun tea jar out and made myself some sun tea. I took advantage of the warm weather, kept it out there for about 3 hours, went out there, got my sun tea jar. Ooh, I tell you what, it was good. It's good. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video. Let's see here.
High temperatures this weekend. Add to that the very high humidity. That'll make the heat index feel like more than 100 degrees, well over 100 degrees. The heat wave is already blamed for at least 6 deaths. Natalie Brand is in Washington, D.C. Natalie, good morning.
Good morning, Devin. We can feel the temperatures climbing. There's already a noticeable difference between now and last hour. All morning, we've watched locals and visitors stay close to the fountain here at the World War II Memorial, even dip their feet inside. People want to be outside enjoying their Saturday. But city leaders across the East Coast are warning this heat can be dangerous, even potentially life-threatening. The nation's capital joined dozens of cities in declaring a weather-related emergency ahead of potentially record-breaking temperatures expected throughout the weekend.
This is going to be one of the most severe heat events that we've had in the last several years.
Dr. Christopher Rodriguez is the director of the D.C. Homeland Security and Emergency Management Agency. He says officials will be monitoring the dangerous temperatures from this emergency operations center in Washington, D.C. Cities in the Midwest are also preparing for extreme heat, but the East Coast is expected to take the brunt of it. Temperatures are expected to range from the mid-90s to the triple digits, with the heat index making it feel closer to 115 degrees.
I think the heat we could deal with, the humidity is melting us.
And New York City subway riders also felt like they were melting. Thousands of passengers were left stranded on platforms and in trains yesterday due to a major infrastructure malfunction that halted 6 subway lines.
Oh my gosh, with the heat and the messed up train, it's too much because there's no air.
Not just an inconvenience, but a health hazard, especially as it gets later into the day and the afternoon. Again, I want to stress those symptoms of heat illness, headache, dizziness, nausea, fatigue, heavy sweating or lack of sweating. Remember, with this high humidity, it is more difficult for our bodies to regulate temperature and cool off. Michelle?
Good points to let us know about. Natalie, thank you.
Wow.
I feel like I've been on.
Y'all, yesterday there were 7 subway lines in New York that went down during rush hour. And it was a computer glitch that caused their servers to go down. And it happened at the worst time. It was 93 degrees, rush hour, and people literally got stuck on platforms, inside the trains, because nothing was moving. It took the power out, literally, for 7 lines. Man, there were a lot of angry people, including Mayor de Blasio. He had a meltdown over this and said it should never have happened. But they got the server back up and running, and they were able to get all of the subways, all 7 trains working again. But the people had to literally wait an hour and a half. When you really want to go home on a Friday, you don't want to wait like that. So this heat wave has claimed 6 lives, according to the reports. Up to 200 million people were impacted from central U.S. to the East Coast. At least 6 deaths were blamed on excessive heat. 4 people died in Maryland. while one died in Arizona and another died in Arkansas. Several events were canceled in New York City, including Ozzy Fest and the New York City Triathlon. So we know this is a very dangerous heat wave that will be continuing on tomorrow. So we're not out of the woods yet, y'all. You know, originally earlier in the week, they said this would be over by Saturday. Well, they tacked on a new day, Sunday. So those of you that are on the East Coast, do everything you can to keep your body hydrated. It's really important, especially if you are the kind of person that's stuck doing a job outside, or you have to be outside for one reason or another. Just make sure, take some water with you and just do the best that you can. But if you can avoid being out there, it's probably best to do so. So, dangerous and deadly heat wave is gripping nearly more than half of the U.S. Tens of millions are set to broil in record-setting high temperatures this weekend, with heat advisories or warnings in effect from the Midwest to much of the East Coast. Heat wave is already blamed for 6 deaths. So the temperature is ranging from the mid 90s all the way up to 100 degrees. Now, where I am, the heat index was 114. And you felt it too. Believe me, I did. Baltimore heat index hit 122. Baltimore logged a heat index 122 degrees early Saturday evening. The city is one of a handful of locations experiencing heat index in the triple digits, including cities in the Midwest and East Coast. So this is a tweet from the National Weather Service. There were the 5 p.m. Eastern daytime Saturday heat index readings across the lower 48. Some relief is on the way Sunday for much of the central states, but the East will see another day of excessive heat. Yeah, we've already been told that. Ooh, man. So, record high temperatures from Maine to Virginia. Yeah, it really is something else. They are already reporting, ladies and gentlemen, roads buckling up, and also blackouts. There are some areas that experience power outages. So, thousands of central Maine power customers dealt with power outages ranging from inland towns in York County to the city of Lewiston. CBS Portland affiliate WGME reports. So I did hear about some power outages earlier today. The entire state of Maine is under a heat advisory. New York City monitoring situation at city largest jail. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio tweeted Saturday that the City Department of Corrections Commissioner Cynthia Braun is monitoring the situation at Rikers Island, the city's largest jail. Summer clothes have been distributed. Clinics are open 24/7 and medical personnel are on site for emergencies, de Blasio wrote. So I don't know what's going on in that situation. The only thing I can think of, if they don't have any air. In a follow-up, de Blasio tweeted, which is right here, that for the units without air, there you go. They don't have air on Rikers Island. Without air conditioning, the DOC has fans, ice, water, access to multiple cool showers. The average Daily jail population at Rikers is over 9,000 people. Damn, that's a lot of damn people in one prison. 9,000? Damn. The jail is located on an island between the Bronx and Queens and is accessible by bus from Queens. In 2014, an inmate died in a cell that had overheated to over 100 degrees in February. Wow. How the hell did his cell overheat? You know, they had they had the opposite issue over the winter months when we went through that polar vortex and it went down in the minuses. There was an issue with heat in the prisons. They didn't have heat. So now we're at the other end of the extreme and there's no air conditioning, and these inmates are suffering. A severe storm threatened Minnesota, so parts of Minnesota felt like 116 degrees and is under a severe thunderstorm and flash flood warning on Saturday. So they have like a cluster of thunderstorms in their area. So, I mean, look, we just got to tough it out one more day on the East Coast, y'all. I am not looking forward to tomorrow. I'm not. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen, you know. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.